Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we just had a small amount of bad luck, but it's not a big deal. We just had our fleets get kind of wrecked at Neshmet. That is because all of our buffs expired at basically the same time this fleet came through the portal. So that's fine. They will be back in just 3 months here, and these guys move slow, and we did manage to take them almost entirely out. So that is great. We're going to go ahead and group up all of our Federation ships, which there's a fair number of these. In fact, there's quite a lot of Federation ships here. We're going to group those together. And as far as our actual fleets go... Oh, I missed this one. There we go. This will kind of become our Federation fleet. So, apparently we can't open the fleet manager. Okay. We did lose some admirals, no doubt about that. But this fleet is not a big deal. We'll just wait for our fleets to come back, bank up some minerals here. Let's also actually sell off a pretty decent chunk of exotic resources here. Something like this. We're going to buy in a bunch of minerals. Now, the price here is very high now. We're then going to buy in a few alloys with that cash. There we go. So, step one...
Complete.
Oh, that's our construction complete over here. We're going to head over to there. There we go. And in Jascromat, we want to go grab Utan. We're missing influence. We're going to need a bunch of influence to get all this back. I don't think we're going to have competition for getting it back. I hope. But we're going to head on up, and as soon as our fleets are back... Okay, this is finished up. We're going to move to Mira. Come on, fleets. They're going to be back in just a couple of days here. In fact, about a month. That's fine. So as soon as they are back, the 17th fleet is just a single corvette. We're just going to group these together into, I think, 3 fleets. So yeah, they've rebuilt this. Did they build that back at its strength? No. Okay. Good. So we're going to group up at Hokri for right now, as soon as we're back, which will be... Oh, that's next year. That's not this year. That's next year. Yikes. Okay, I didn't expect it to be a year. That's for sure. Well, we're going to grab Utan as soon as we can. We're lacking 31 influence for that. And that'll be fine. We are doing okay here. And all of these fleets, I'm going to go ahead and group them together as well for now. Okay, we will go ahead and build our research and mining stations. And we're building up our resources for right now. Both of these fleets can group up at Hokri. Where are you going? Isius? Sure. That's fine for now. Although we might actually want to go to a Delamar. Yeah, I think we're going to go to a Delamar here. And that'll be fine. You can see our allies are pumping ships into this fleet. That's fine. I do want to manage this fleet, and I want to add a ship design. I want battleships, and I want a Titan. So 5, 10, 20. What's our other setup? 7, that's right. Okay, so this will then want to have 7 and 48, like that. That's the goal. Okay, so our ships will be back eventually here in another 6 months. Oh, that's rough. That's very rough. Our Federation fleet is not currently capable of taking this on, but we're fairly safe over here for the time being. For the time being. We have built up a good number of minerals and alloys. We're going to do the 32nd Fleet first, and that will be back on the 19th of June. That is so long. Okay. We're not focusing on the Federation fleet in the slightest. Yeah, they're going to push out again over here. I do want to check to see... No Unbidden over here. There is a little bit over here. Okay. Luckily, they are very slow. They are pushing over this direction. We are going to stop work. And we are going to flee if we can.
Initiating tactical retreat.
It looks like we do get out of there in time. Unfortunately, they're going to destroy this again. But that's, I guess, fine. I was definitely not expecting this to take like a year and a half in order to get our fleets back. That's extensive. So yep, they're going to do that. That's fine. They're going to push out again. We will be able to rebuild very, very quickly, is the idea here. So the 15th and the 3rd fleet here, this is comprised of a Titan and these cruisers. We're going to group those together. We did manage to get a Titan done. So that's something.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Okay, there's our Juggernaut research complete. Let's go ahead and grab nanite transmuters as well as perhaps modification points. I do want to check our colonies. We should probably have some things that we need. Yeah, let's work on this tech world. This forge world. There we go. This tech world could use a job as well, and that's it. Okay. So our ships will be back here in just a couple of days. There we go. Okay, our ships are back. We're going to bring them over to a Delamar, and we're going to group the 17th fleet in with the 1st fleet. We're going to group the 15th fleet in with the 1st fleet. And we're going to hit the reinforced fleet button on the 32nd fleet. That will be a lot of menacing corvettes and destroyers. Hang on a moment. I want this fleet. There we go. Ah, a Ryazan class destroyer. Yeah, we don't want that. So we'll remove that and we'll hit the reinforced fleet button again. There we go. Was it just regular corvettes? Why did it queue up regular corvettes? Why does it keep changing this? Okay, so these guys are at Hokri again. That's actually perfect. So we're going to pump these ships out. That'll be fine. And this all looks completely okay.
The Cravens have destroyed one of our mining stations.
Yeah, they'll do that. They will absolutely do that. So we are repairing these right now, and they should finish their repairs quite soon. Our hull points are still repairing. Let's go ahead and have these guys. Ah, the Tazikian Foundation is here. But I don't think the Tazikian Foundation will win this fight. We're going to come up here. We will win this fight. Yeah, that's what I thought. Get out of here. Easy. Okay, now we're going to head up here, and we're going to chase them back into their system. Fantastic. This construction ship can come on over to Hokri and build these stations there. The Potomac can start rebuilding over here. Okay. We do need a new admiral for here, and we're going to take Unyielding. Wonderful. This fleet can move into the 1st fleet. And we'll have absolutely no problem with any of this. We're just wrecking their hull. Exactly what we wanted to see. Okay, now we're going to head over to here. 2nd fleet will need to be merged into the 1st fleet. We're going to reinforce the 32nd fleet again, but we have a lot that we're still building here. And we're going to hit the reinforced fleet button on the 1st fleet as well. In we go. Let's get rid of these Unbidden once and for all. Eliminate their construction ship and eliminate their outpost. It has no chance against all of these menacing corvettes. Head to Neshmet. The Potomac has finished its construction over here. We're going to build research stations. And that is just fine. 2nd fleet will get merged into the 1st fleet, although I can see that we're running into some issues here. So there is that.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Apparently we can't merge them. Okay, we'll figure that out in a bit. Nanite transmuters are done. Let's grab antimatter missiles for now. Get that cleaned up, squared away. Absolutely no problems there. and we're going to chase them right on back into Neshmet. It looks like they've been eliminated in the rest of the galaxy. This is the only remaining location. They have no chance. Yeah, this is now accessible, the dimensional portal. You can see, well, it didn't actually take damage there, but the health changed. Okay. Destroy that dimensional portal.
Construction complete.
The Unbidden
Scientific
are defeated.
breakthrough achieved.
The dimensional portal in the Neshmet system has been destroyed. This means that the extra-dimensional invaders can no longer receive reinforcements from their twisted realm. With the destruction of this portal, the end of these invasions is finally in sight. A profound sense of elation has settled over most of the galaxy. The Ethiopian Empire has won much admiration since it was their ships that struck the final blow against the portal, and we did almost all of the fighting, too. The crews of those vessels will be celebrated as heroes for generations to come. The galaxy is a safer place. Well, that was exciting. Okay, so we're going to send all of these guys right on back to Sol for now. The last vestiges of the extra-dimensional invaders have been wiped out, hopefully ridding the galaxy of this threat for good. Sapients everywhere are celebrating the news of this great victory, safe at last in the knowledge that they won't be harvested as food by these strange energy creatures after all. Perhaps this is the beginning of a new era of galactic cooperation and friendship? One day, perhaps we will be the ones invading their realm. Indeed. We're going to grab our last diplomacy here, and we're going to grab, for our last ascension perk here, apparently we don't have a perk slot. Slot not available. Did we not get one? Or do we need to, like, let that advance, or... I don't know. When the swirling enemies left behind after the destruction of the last dimensional portal finally dissipated, our forces found a weakened extra-dimensional drifting nearby. The creature was captured and interrogated. It is apparently one of their warlocks, a powerful extra-dimensional even by their standards, responsible for maintaining the portal's link between our reality and theirs. If we can study or even channel its psionic power, we should be able to greatly improve our sublight speeds and jump drive range. Nice. So that's a relic. Okay, we're going to grab space torpedoes next. This construction ship is going to work on mining stations, but it'll be a little while before we're ready to do that, I guess.
Transmission.
These guys want an embassy. I don't blame them. Everybody wants embassies with us. And we need 77 more minerals. I'm going to just buy some in. That'll be fine. Okay. So we have some reconstruction to do. There's no doubt about that. We took hits, we knew that would happen, but overall, that wasn't a huge deal. We were able to handle it. We did not need the help of the Belmacosa enforcers. They are an awakened empire now, and we're going to need to re-establish our borders, but that'll be fine. Yep, borders have been closed. That's fantastic. So we do need to take a look at this. This needs to be down to 48. And we don't need any menacing corvettes in that. We're just going to disband it. And this should be 7 battleships. So we're going to need to split out a battleship. We'll transfer a single Kaga-class battleship like that. And then let's take a look at this. We want the first fleet. There we go. Down to 7. Like that. So this fleet should be maxed at this point. Correct. Fleet is at full strength. This fleet we're going to rename to the second fleet because I'm very creative. We're going to add in a Titan. We're going to add in a Ashoka class cruiser, a Ryazan class destroyer, and a Megacampaign class corvette. 7, 10, 20, and 48. Okay. There we go. As far as these guys go, we're not going to work on them for right now. 32nd Fleet is going to be renamed to simply the 3rd Fleet. Perfect. And we'll see if we have enough to get a 4th Fleet. For now, we're just going to work on pumping out additional ships for this. Of course, this should be Ryazan class. But otherwise, something like this. I mean, we have too many menacing corvettes in this fleet. Okay, so we're going to need to remove 28 menacing class corvettes. That was one too many. Close enough. There we go. We're going to do that, and we are going to bring this down to 100. Perfect. And then we'll reinforce that, I guess. Get ourselves that one last menacing class corvette, if we can. But we'll just hit that button for now, and that is fine. Complete. We do want to get ourselves Chemical Bliss, I suppose. That'll be okay. This construction ship needs to come up here and construct. Wonderful. So we'll do that. And we're just slowly working on rebuilding. We're going to get our repairs done. The Tazikians are already attacking the Corinth. Okay, that's adorable.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Space torpedoes. Okay, we really don't care about that. But I'm avoiding robotic workers. But I suppose we could do it. Worst that could happen is we finally get that AI uprising that we've been thinking about. So this is a corvette here. It should go into, I believe, this fleet. I think. Maybe. We'll see if that's correct. This fleet is apparently, it has way too many battleships. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to... These are all missing in action? What is happening? I'm confused. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to cancel all constructions. Okay. Then, we apparently have these fleets missing in action. Returning after this month. Okay, we'll wait for that.
Construction complete.
Not all of these returned immediately. It looks like they're returning slowly over time. Okay. We'll allow that to happen. And our construction ships will, of course, need additional orders. So we will go ahead and do that. And we'll head up to Obliria, although we're not ready to actually attack it. Or not attack it, but take it just yet.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Chemical Bliss has been researched. Let's go for, I guess, the Galactic Stock Exchange. That'll do. And how about civilian replica complexes? These guys will be back right about now, in fact. Some of these are still pretty missing. In fact, a lot of them are. April, November, December. Wow. I have no idea why that's happening, to be clear. I do want to come up here and work on our Science Nexus hub. I want to get that started. Excellent. And of course, there's also our Mega Shipyard construction site, but we'll work on our Science hub for right now. So that'll be fine. And let's start working on getting some of these sorted in, shall we? So for right now, I'm going to tell all of these guys that we have here anyway, for right now. I'm going to tell every single one of them, which should all be corvettes, I believe, to group on in with our second fleet. Like that. Okay. So they're on their way. And we'll see what that ends up doing. The 10th fleet should also go in there. The 15th fleet is merging. Okay. We've definitely got some awkwardness here. But our menacing fleet, let's go ahead and get that fully reinforced. Now that's only a few destroyers. We do need more for this. But we've got a lot of movement going on. That's fine. The Potomac is not ready to build out here. We do need more influence to make that happen. So far, we haven't seen any AI construction ships in any of our territory, although if we do, that will be a CB. So we will keep that in mind. Or I will consider it a CB, more specifically. Okay, so the Federation fleet is continuing to build up. We're not the ones building that. And these mining stations are being built. That's wonderful. These guys will be back in November and December. These guys here, they will move into the second fleet. So far, this is all still looking correct. So that's great. And hopefully that will remain the case. So the first fleet here, we can see it wants something that it shouldn't. It has one too many battleships, actually. So we're going to need to split off a single battleship. There we go. And that battleship is going to go join with... Where is it? This one, here. It's going to go join with the second fleet. Okay. And the second fleet is now wanting the same. Perfect. So the first fleet is still going to be lacking in a few things here, looks like. Now we have 9 out of 8 battleships. That's another battleship we're going to need to split out. Okay, and we're going to move that in over here. We appear to still be getting a lot of reinforcements. And these guys are supposed to be back at Seoul. Let's just tell them to move. Okay. So we'll continue to tick forward here and get these guys back. They'll all get back within the next month, it looks like. Almost all, anyway. These that have arrived will go ahead and move into our second fleet. There we go. In fact, there's a few more coming in all the time. We'll merge like that. Excellent.
Scientific breakthrough
Here comes more.
Achieved.
Merge those in. And we'll just see how short we actually end up being. There's our civilian replica complexes. We'll grab, I guess, droid workers for now. And yeah, we're heading out to Ebermakis. I do want to grab Obliria. Perfect. And these two will move into the second fleet. And let's take a look at the second fleet here. This all looks correct. The first fleet, we've still got one too many battleships. So we're going to merge that into the second fleet as well. We might have one too many battleships here too. We'll keep an eye on that. This fleet is currently wanting an additional battleship. So we'll do that, and then we'll go ahead and reinforce that fleet. That should get the first fleet maxed out nicely. The third fleet, it's going to be short for a while. We're not making that many minerals right now. This is, of course, our menacing fleet. And we're short a fair number of destroyers for that one. The ISS Colorado is going to build a starbase here once we have the influence, which we don't currently.
Construction complete.
And we're going to build our research stations over here. I'm actually going to buy in a few minerals just so that we can queue all of this up. There we go. And I guess we can use these minerals then to attempt to max out the third fleet. Should be fine. So the first fleet should, I believe, be done. The second fleet looks good, actually, so far. I'm going to hit the reinforce fleet button and see what happens. I want to get that Titan building as soon as possible. And the Titan is in the Sol station, so we'll just get that moved up to the top priority. Fantastic. Energy weapon attack speed, and it's going for energy weapon attack speed again. Okay. I guess I'll accept that. So, of course, our Federation fleet is a big mess, but we're not building to the Federation fleet. And we can't build to the Federation fleet at this point. So that's fine. Apparently no shipyards are available, but in reality it's because it's over its cap.
Scientific breakthrough.
Cannot afford to reinforce this fleet, so we still have a few more to do here. Let's go ahead and grab robo-modding. We'll just get that out of the way. And I'm going to buy in 1,000 more minerals. And then we're just going to use those to reinforce the remainder of the third fleet. Excellent. Galactic Stock Exchange has finished up. We are going to work on, I guess, create penal colony. That'll be fine. And of course, this fleet here is going to require additional reinforcement, and we'll get that done soon enough. We're very close at this point to getting our reconstruction well underway. Unfortunately, our big limit right now on all of this is definitely our influence. But once we get all this put back together, we should be in a good position again. We can go ahead and activate the Surveyor, and so we shall. +7 society research on Raskamir. Sure. Over here. In fact, after you're done with building this, why don't you come over here? That was not what I wanted. Just move here, and then build this research station. Okay, we're short on the minerals for that right now, but that's okay. That is okay. The second fleet is at full strength, according to this. All it needs is a Titan. So that's wonderful. We're going to leave it at these 4 fleets for now, looking at our naval cap. Robomodding, okay. And let's go ahead and grab, how about city district housing. Let's check in on our colonies. It's been a little while. We need a job on this tech world, apparently. And for that, we're going to need minerals. Just buy in 1,000. On this tech world, we are going to want to grab a research complex upgrade. But everything else is fine other than Hodis, which we will go ahead and do an industrial district on. Excellent. I do want to build this mining station first, and then the research station over Raskamir. And then we'll head back to Kador. As far as the other construction ship goes, we do have enough now to build a starbase at Abarmakis. And so we shall. So that is absolutely wonderful. We're going to need additional starbases, so let's go ahead and start upgrading here. That starport needs to be rebuilt. We also need to rebuild our starport at Terminal Egress. We'll get that underway. And then our starport at Hokri as well needs to be rebuilt. What others would we need? Dathana is actually fine. Adelamar was never hit. The Rebellion Vortex, we had one here. Okay, let's get those underway.
Achieved.
That will put us up to 19 of 19. So that's fine. I wouldn't necessarily mind additional naval cap, but let's just continue working on cleaning up some of these non-repeatable techs. I'm going to actually disable this auto system. I don't like it. Like, I don't think it's great. We're going to go for this instead, because I want that sweet, sweet artisan output. Excellent. So on this factory world, we, of course, need another district. For that, we need additional minerals. We're keeping the price of minerals high here, but that's a temporary situation. We're buying far fewer minerals than we were, so that's great. We are just about done with our constructions over here, and I'm very pleased about that one. We're still working on our Science Nexus Hub. That's a long time that's going to be working on. I do wish we had gotten an Ascension perk from filling out the diplomacy tree the way we were supposed to. But I guess we'll wait on that last Ascension perk coming from here. I'm guessing that happened because we updated to this system mid-game. That's my theory. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to finish our reconstruction. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.
Scientific.